Terence "Bud" Crawford won't go to jail for dispute.
Omaha police launched an internal affairs investigation after a traffic stop involving Omaha native Terence "Bud" Crawford.
At hometown boxing champ Bud Crawford's accomplishments with a parade, he's pulled over by Omaha police, setting off a social media firestorm.
Seatbelt.
Seatbelt, step out.
I'm
opening the door.
You can take mine off of me right here on my right. I'm keeping my fucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro.
Step out.
Can I move my phone?
Step out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Nobody expected this. Late last night, the internet exploded after alleged leaked footage connected to Terence Crawford began spreading across social media, and fans are completely divided over what they just saw. In the blurry viral clip, a man believed by many viewers to be Crawford appears to be involved in a tense police standoff situation with weapons reportedly drawn at the scene. Within minutes, hashtags started trending, reaction channels went into meltdown, and boxing fans everywhere began asking the same question: what really happened? Some people claim the footage proves Crawford was caught in a dangerous confrontation that could destroy his reputation forever. Others believe the entire situation is being massively exaggerated online for clicks and attention. But one thing is certain, the chaos surrounding the video has already created a media storm no one saw coming. As rumors spread, fans started digging into every frame of the leaked footage, pointing out mysterious details, hidden voices in the background, and what some believe were police commands being shouted during the confrontation. The clip cuts off suddenly, making the mystery even bigger. And now, social media detectives are trying to uncover whether the footage is real, edited, or part of something much larger happening behind the scenes. The boxing world is now in full panic mode. Critics are already predicting career damage, while loyal supporters insist people are rushing to judgment without knowing the facts. Several creators and influencers have jumped into the controversy, each with a different theory about what truly happened during the alleged gunpoint encounter. Could this become the biggest controversy of Crawford's career? Was the leaked footage misunderstood? Or is there an even darker story still waiting to come out? Stay tuned, because if new footage, police details, or official statements emerge, this story could take an even more shocking turn in the next few hours.
Is all that serious? You actually reach gun? Is all that necessary? You serious? This one, yeah, dude. Is you serious?
On September 28, 2018, a big event was planned to happen in Omaha, Nebraska. A parade was held in honor of Terence "Bud" Crawford, who shocked everyone by beating Canelo Alvarez. It wasn't just a party with a boxing match theme. It was a party to honor the past. A lot of people were in the streets. Crawford was praised by teachers and teammates as one of the best players in the sport. Even famous people like Eminem took part, calling him the GOAT in a video of praise. For Crawford, it was a moment of proof. He had shut up the doubters, gotten past the problems, and brought honor back to the place where he was born. He swore in front of his fans and the media that he would enjoy the night, drink a lot, and take in all the praise. But a few hours later, bright red and blue lights on a dark Omaha street took away from the story of the parade and his win. But that happy night would quickly turn into something much worse.
Bud, what up, champ? Congratulations, man. You did it. I'm so proud of you. You used all my tricks to beat Canelo, just like I showed you. You went in there and you got it done. Unbelievable, bro. All jokes aside, fucking GOAT shit, man. Congratulations, champ. So well deserved. Salute.
By early Sunday morning, Crawford's name was well known for a very different reason. There was a movie shared on Facebook by Dre Jimmy that went viral very quickly. The video didn't show a winner enjoying his or her victory. It showed Crawford sitting behind the wheel of his car and getting into an angry argument with police officers. The video makes me feel uneasy. When the police officer points his gun at Crawford, he tells him to get out of the truck. "I'm not reaching for any gun, bro," Crawford yells with a tense voice. You can see his hands, and his voice sounds both scared and angry. Soon after, he gets out of the car, and the camera records the tense situation. It wasn't long before the video went popular on social media. The fans who had cheered for him at the parade were shocked to see their hero face a gun.
It's like upside down.
Everyone asked a simple question. What might have caused such a fierce fight? On Sunday afternoon, the Omaha Police Department confirmed what millions of people had seen online in a formal statement. The stop wasn't made for no reason. Authorities say the incident started when they saw a car moving in a strange way. The driver, Terence Crawford, and his 3 passengers were all easy to spot. What cops said they saw next made things worse, a gun lying on the floorboard on the driver's side. For their own safety, everyone inside the car had to get out under threat of a gun. The cops confirmed that a passenger, a member of Crawford's security team, had a gun in a legal way. The truth is that everyone in the car had a license to carry. Still, it was impossible to ignore the sight of Omaha's biggest star, fresh off a parade, being pulled out of his car at gunpoint.
From an incident early this morning surrounding Terence "Bud" Crawford and his security team, it escalated to a point where guns were drawn by police.
Fans were shocked, officials were caught off guard, and the mayor even promised an open and thorough probe. Even though they were following the law, the fight made the city scared, and the video quickly went viral. Omaha's leaders felt they couldn't stay silent. Almost right away, Mayor John Ewing made a comment that spoke for the whole city. He said it broke his heart to think that the night of celebration had finished with flashing lights and fear for the people who had just come together to honor their champion. Everyone didn't want to see this picture. Crawford got out of the car.
My chief of staff, Tom Warren, both reached out to Mr. Crawford, and he indicated that he would like us to do an investigation.
Ewing stressed how important it is for people to believe police, especially in a city like this one where Crawford is a hero and an example. He swore that everything would be clear, and that what happened that night would not be forgotten or overlooked. At the same time, police head Todd Schmatterer said that the stop would be looked into by the police department itself. The chief understood how serious the situation was and promised that everything would be looked into, from the officers' choices to how the conversation ended. It was no longer just about Crawford. The story was about how people in Omaha deal with their police department. It couldn't have been more important.
Crawford to exit the vehicle, and he did, and then Mr. Crawford was placed in handcuffs while they conducted their investigation.
While lawmakers were asking for answers, there were already lots of arguments on the internet. His name was all over Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook by the next morning. Frame by frame, the stolen video was looked at. Fans who were still happy about his win were shocked to see him being held at gunpoint in his own city. Outrage quickly spread. Many people wondered if the situation was handled fairly, pointing out that Crawford kept saying he wasn't going for a weapon. People who were behind Omaha's hero wanted to know why he was treated like a suspect instead of a loved one going home. But the argument wasn't just one way. Others agreed with the police and said that when a handgun was found on the floor, protocol called for a high alert reaction. Not for them. This wasn't about fame. It had to do with safety. The picture of a world champion fighter raising his hands in the air while police pointed a gun at him was still too powerful to ignore. The movie did more than just go viral. A lot of people talked about it, including police work, fame, and the thin line between trust and respect.
Cop comes to my window, cop goes to Bud's window. I know the protocol. No, I don't have it on me. I left everything at home. He had already told them, so there was no reason for him to reach for nothing.
At the same time, Crawford talked to both friends and critics. In the days that followed, Crawford did not stay quiet. Instead, he took the stage to talk about both the contact with the police and how he has been portrayed in the past. Crawford talked freely about his legacy on Cam Newton's podcast 4th and 1. I don't have to box. I box because I enjoy it, he told those who said he only fought Canelo Alvarez for the money. Crawford's win wasn't about getting paid. It was about making his mark on history. He also said that he doesn't think he'll get full credit until after he retires.
It's crazy because it's funny because when I was with Top Rank, you know, a lot of people was always saying, man, he's broke, he's this and that and that and this. And I was getting paid good money. But I'm like, man, I don't have to box. Like, I can retire.
That's a flag.
Y'all box because y'all have to. I box because I love it.
Yeah.
You know?
He was angry that people kept changing stories about what he had done and said, "I'll never get my full respect until after I retire by beating Canelo, who is one of the most famous fighters in the world. There should have been no question." Some people tried to ignore it instead, saying Canelo was too old or not driven. Crawford didn't seem to care. He cares more about leaving a memory than making money, and people who don't believe in him will never be able to stop the things he has worked so hard for his whole life. He wasn't the only one who spoke out. The boxing world quickly came together to support Crawford. Everyone, from famous people to teachers, had something to say about his latest win and the fuss it caused.
Canelo, oh, he's just boxing because he won a bag. I'm like, bro, listen, I don't got to box. The bag, yeah, that's definitely, you know what I mean, tasty, you know, but at the same time, beating Canelo is going to be worth more than the bag, you know, at the end of the day, because I'm going to be talked about. 100 years, they're going to be like, man, you remember that kid from Omaha, Nebraska, bub?
Eminem put up a video message that quickly became very popular. In his normal style, he praised Crawford, calling him the GOAT, and praised his great fight against Canelo. Fans thought it was strange. One of the most famous musicians pays tribute to one of the best boxers ever.
What up, champ? Congratulations, man. You did it. I'm so proud of you. You used all my tricks to beat Canelo.
While Crawford was training, his coach Bernie Davis went even further and said that Crawford would easily beat Canelo in a repeat. Davis said that the first fight was just the start and that Canelo could not hurt Crawford no matter how hard he tried.
To stop him the second time. I think we could stop him the second time. I think it'll be worse. I think it'll be worse because honestly, I don't feel like a sharp Bud Crawford. I don't think Canelo can hurt him. Them guys, they didn't have the IQ that Crawford has, you know. So maybe they didn't see those punches coming, but Crawford got everything ahead of him. He's 2 steps ahead of him, as you can see. None of the shit he was doing that he normally do worked. Nothing. None that he normally do worked.
The producer, Eddie Hearn, gave an honest review. He asked Canelo if he would even want to fight again. Hearn couldn't beat Crawford because Crawford was too smart, too skilled, and too much of a pain in the ring.
Look, I think what we shouldn't be saying is Canelo's old, Canelo's shot, because you got to give the credit to Crawford. Yeah. But Canelo's nowhere near the fighter he once was. And I'm talking about particularly maybe around Golovkin 1 and that kind of time. I mean, you know, I feel like, you know, when I watch the Skull fight, and I just, you know, a certain style is not good for Canelo.
At the same time, David Benavidez said he didn't want to fight Crawford at 168 pounds because he was more interested in light heavyweight. Still, what he said showed how important Crawford's name was to the sport. It was now important to pay attention to him, even in sections above his own.
They're paying the money at the end of the day, so fuck, let's go to war. Let's do what these people want to see us do, and let's go to war and may the best man win.
Finally, rising boxing star Yaron Boots Ennis gave Crawford roses and called the win over Canelo important and a turning point in the sport. There was a lot of respect between professionals and up-and-coming stars. But while boxing talked about his impact, the Omaha incident brings up more problems. There were bright lights, angry yells, and the barrel of a gun at the end of Terence "Bud" Crawford's perfect day of success. There was a parade, a win, and even praise from his co-workers, but a video that went viral showed how quickly a hero's story can change. Fans are now wondering if the cops went too far, or if this is what they usually do when they find a gun. Will the internal investigation clear things up or make things worse between the neighborhood and the police? The most important question is what this means for Crawford's future, both inside and outside the ring. Terence "Bud" Crawford's story is not over yet, that much is certain. Feel free to write your thoughts in the space below. Okay, everyone, if you sign up for MMA Motive and turn on alerts, you'll never miss important news. Watch some of our other movies. Goodbye until next time.